Okay, let's play Jingle Bell Rock. I know a lot of people will pull up that chord chart. They'll pull it up on the internet or whatever and see D major 7, D6, all these chords changing real fast. There's an easier way to play it and it will sound great. So let's do that. I will show you the way that's on the record as well at the end of the video, but let's start with just a simple video. So you get two different levels of Jingle Bell Rock, super fun sing along. Okay, so you have the intro. Let's just skip that. We're gonna just do the chords. Over the sections where you see where it says D, D major 7, D6, you can just play D. That's totally fine. If we're just pulling it up so that we can all have a good old time on Christmas, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll do the whole thing from the top, and I might stop and just break down some of the chords, but I'm only going to use open position chords, the beginnings of guitar. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swinging, jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing, bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. So the first part, you're going to stay on D for a long time, but then you're going to switch between E minor and A relatively quickly until the last line where you're going to stay on E minor. Now the jingle hop has begun. So you're going to have a whole bar of E minor before you do the jingle hop. Okay, second verse or second lyric chunk. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. Alright, so that one, it's almost the same, but at the end, instead of landing on the A chord, you're gonna go E minor, A, and then D. So before we were hanging on E minor for a whole bar, and then A for a whole bar. This time, we're just gonna go E minor, A, D. Let me show you again. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and E minor, A. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. So you're gonna end with that whole bar of D. 2, 3, 4. Moving on, simple G chord. Now any type of G chord that you're gonna play is gonna work great for this. But if you do this kind of pro move where you don't use the 5th string and you have 2 fingers on the 3rd fret here for your G chord, there's no major 3rd in this chord, so you don't have to switch when it goes G minor to G major. You don't have to switch. You can just leave it. What a bright time, it's the right time. The other option, if you're doing your normal G chord, what a bright time, it's the right time. You got to switch to a G minor chord, however you want to do that. So you can use the G chord with no major 3rd, no 3rd at all. I'm actually muting the 5th string. You'll see this one a lot. You see people do this a lot. This one's a problem because you have the major 3rd on the 2nd string. But let's not get too heavy there. Let's just say that you're going to play G for the whole thing. And if this shape isn't comfortable for you, but the bar chord shape is comfortable for you, then that's great, because then all you have to do is remove this finger. What a bright time, it's the right time. See what I did there? Just took that off and now I have a minor chord. Okay, so moving on. So G, bright time, it's the right time. Back to D to rock the night away. E chord, it's a swell time. A, to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse. So that whole section, aside from switching to a minor chord, is pretty straightforward. You got an E major chord instead of E minor chord that like you had in the main part of the song. This bridge part has an E major. Stop on the A, to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Okay, moving on, D. This part's different than the rest of the song, close, but it's slightly different. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the B7. E minor, A, and a jingling feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Alright, so if you don't have a B7 in your arsenal, which you should because this thing is tasty, it's like the barbecue sauce of chords, you can use a B bar chord, also good. I find that moving into the bar chord territory is really the beginning of the intermediate guitar player. Getting these so they sound pretty good. But this B7 is, if you want to play blues, this is a great chord. A lot of stuff in E. This would be a very crucial chord for a blues player or country player. But the bar chord's fine too. All right, I digress. That's the simple way to play it, and it's going to sound pretty dang good. The thing to look out for is that it's an AABA form, but each A section is slightly different. So the first part, the first time you go through the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock part, you're gonna have a long E minor to A. Then the whole thing starts again. It sets up you to be on the D. So the second A section, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock, this is probably the easiest part, is it just goes E minor, A, just as fast as it was before. And then you go through the bridge, the G minor thing. But then the end, it's almost the same, but you end up going to this B7 chord, which is the first time you see this in the song. So some people might be like, man, that is a lot of chords. That's not the easy way. But to get the song across, it's really the easiest way to make it really still sound like the song. I guess you could simplify it even more, but I think you could do it. If some of these chords aren't totally under your fingers, that's okay. Just work on it. You could even do a power chord there if you're maybe more of a punk rock cat. You could use a jingle around the clock. That's fine. Use a power chord if you can't get on this B7. That's fine. Let's take a look at the other parts of the song just in case you wanted to get these major 7 and 6 chords happening. So let's bring this a little bit closer down. D major 7, D6, D major 7. So I'm only using 4 strings, the inner 4 strings, 5 through 2. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing. So that's a D sharp diminished swing and jingle bell ring. So now I'm using E minor 7 and A7. You'll notice that E minor 7 sounds great with a normal E minor. They work together just fine. And that A7 works just fine with the A chord. You can play them in kind of a more jazz cat vibe. Jingle bell swinging, jingle bell. Wait. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun. That's pretty good. I forgot to mention on the simple part, on the simple version or the easier version, it's a swing, it's a shuffle. So you can play just 4 downstrokes as long as it has that swing vibe. So if you're over here, jingle bell, you could do like a ukulele strum where you're going down, up, down, up, down, up. The upstroke is really just the top few strings, but it's swinging. Da, 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 da. Same thing here on these chords. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. I'm only playing downs, but I'm implying the swinging 8th note. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing, bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Okay, so now I have A7 flat 13. Pretty wacky chord for people who aren't in the jazz realm, but it sounds so good. So you might check that one out. Okay, so E minor 7 to an A flat 13. Next verse, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell, D diminished, jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square in the frosty air. So then I got a half bar of D and then a half bar of D7 or D9. What a bright time, it's the right time. So you have G and G minor again. You could use G6. What a bright time, it's the right time. And then G minor 7, that also would be pretty tasty. But I mean, this isn't like a legit jazz chord melody. These are just tasty jazz chords, so I don't think you need to use, if a G6 can be kind of hard for some cats that aren't in the really heavy jazz world. It's just different than most people play. Awesome chord though, beautiful. So you could just use a G bar chord, G minor bar chord. Either way, what a bright time, it's the right time. You can do one of these, G minor 7. To rock the night away. And I don't even know if this is right, but I just like to go up to E. So I go D, D flat, D, D sharp, and then some kind of E. I like to do E7 actually. So, right time, it's the right time to rock the night away. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the right night time, it's the right time. A7 to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. If you want to do the walk down, that's cool, yeah. To go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Get D, D major 7, D6, D major 7. Jingle around the clock. B7, E minor A. Jingle, dun, dun. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. It's a good excuse to learn these chords. But you notice that all this D, D major 7, and D6 sound fine with this guy, your normal D chord. Some people might do it like this. Jingle, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. I don't find that one as easy. Generally, I don't like to use bar chords. I don't like the perfect fifth that's in there, but... Okay, if you want to tackle this intro, let's see if we can pull this out for you. Make it simple. You got a D. I'll just try to play it one time first. Let's do that again. Played it different that time. Okay, let's do it one more time. So what's going on there is I got a little D chord. It's like this chord. It's like this bar chord that most people know, but I'm just using the top 4 voices. And then I'm going to switch to this D major 7 chord. 12, 11, 10, 9. Da, 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 da. There's my swinging down, up, down ukulele strum. And then I'm coming up here, and you might recognize like a D chord that you would play like that. I'm attempting to do that over here with my root on the 15th fret. So I'm coming up with my pinky to the 17th fret. And now I'm on the 2nd string, 15, 17, and then I come over here to where I was before for my double stop and go. I'm doing a double stop bend of 2 strings, 1st string and 2nd string on the 12th fret. Then playing another double stop 10 on the 12th fret. 3rd finger goes down on the 12th fret. Now this might not be exactly what they play on the record, but I think it's probably closer to what maybe Brian Setzer plays. It's still all going to work really good, and it's going to sound super legit. So hope you guys like this one. I hope it made it easy for you at a couple different levels. And just get out your guitar and get the sing-along going. You bring people up, you raise people up when you get music going. So thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays.